a lot of garbage in the world, and Stan Lee, while there's some criticism to be had, for sure, there is with all of us, he definitely created a place where when all kinds of that garbage is happening, we can be entertained. As long as it's done in a healthy way, we should unplug.
I'm Matt Logan, the host of This Matters in Real Life.
Sorry. I'm sorry. We thought you were someone else.
During the recording of the following podcast, no Democrats, Republicans, actors, chemists, dogs, cats, well, you get the idea, were harmed. However, it has been said some have been offended by the opinions seen and heard here. Oh, and please remember to pull clips out of context.
And revitalize our soul. And with the Avengers, he really did that. And he was honored for 100 years, I believe it was, right? Let me look here. But yeah, 100 years of his legacy, you know. But he didn't create Marvel and all these other comics 100 years ago. He just been around now for 100 years, or he would have been.
Wow, it's a long time.
So yeah, it's pretty cool. I think it was important to do an episode like this. It was the producer's idea to do more of this kind of positive. This kind of stuff is important in real life because he did give a place for millions and millions of people to go on all kinds of different levels, whether that be movies and comics and all these other things that are so important. And yeah, it's cool.
He entertained the masses.
He did, for sure.
Hey everybody, just really quick, if you haven't done so yet, go ahead and hammer the subscription button. Okay, thanks a lot. We appreciate it. Now back to the show.
And so what they did was they commemorated him, or I should say, the Avengers campus at Disneyland in California. And I thought that was pretty cool. They did all the song and dance and plaques and everything like that. And obviously Disney had bought Marvel and things while he was still alive. And it's just a cool thing, a cool story, a cool reminder on what he did. Some people have, like I say, I've read comments on this that have really criticized him that, well, he didn't this and he didn't that and he abused this relationship with some of his partners. You know what I mean? And it's like jealous.
Absolutely.
You know,
why didn't he bring me along? It's not his job to bring me along.
Right.
You know, maybe people don't know this, but Elon Musk didn't invent the electric car.
No.
It's true. I saw it on Facebook. So it's got to be true.
It's got to be true.
But he took the idea. He took the idea and he ran with it.
Yeah.
Same here.
Yeah, for sure. And a lot of different things he did create, obviously. And so the idea is not to criticize. So how do you measure a person? That's what I was thinking about. And should we even measure a person? We probably shouldn't. Certainly,
what do you
we need
mean
to
by
be.
You say measure a person?
So
Like
a lot
judge
of
a
people.
person?
What's that?
Like judge a person or
Yeah,
rate
I
a
mean,
person?
like this. What's the sum of this person's life? Were they a good person, a bad person? Were they, So judge would be a word, I guess, or a term. To say that we don't judge or we shouldn't judge is probably a little bit of a stretch and unrealistic for a lot of reasons. We should have discernment for sure, which is kind of a form of judging, and we need to know and have information to make decisions. That's also a form of judging.
I think judge and prejudice it's not human instinct, it's nature instinct.
Yeah.
Something walks up to you, you
right.
judge it if you're going to be safe or if it's going to be dinner.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, I mean, it's a little bit of a
discernment would be another way to probably word that. But yeah, it's so cool because it's important that we understand he did do a lot of things well. He certainly, like you said, entertained the masses. He came up with some fantastic characters. He launched the careers of all kinds of different people. He did those positive things. In business, things go wrong sometimes. Whether it was his fault or not his fault is not up to me. You can whine and piss and moan about whatever you want to, but if you focus on your thing and focus on what you're good at and focus on what you think is necessary to do in your life, I think he did that.
Yeah. So I'm not a huge Marvel's fan per se, but
Have you heard of him before?
I've heard of him. Yeah. One of my favorite movies is still Deadpool.
Yeah.
Maybe it's the Ryan Reynolds thing, but that movie cracks me up.
Yeah.
So if they could do more Marvel movies like that.
I don't know if that was a Marvel, actually.
Isn't it?
Well, it's a Marvel character.
Yeah.
But so is Spider-Man. Spider-Man got sold out to Sony.
Okay.
So they sold off these characters. Marvel was in trouble for quite a while financially.
Okay.
And so they started selling off different pieces. Yeah.
How much is this character worth versus that character?
So I don't think while Deadpool was a Marvel, X-Men, same thing. Marvel, but they got sold to Fox or whatever it was.
Right.
Yeah. So, yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yeah. Come and get educated on my other podcast, Maddie's Movie Mix. Let's do it.
There you go. You have more time to watch movies than I do.
Oh, sure. It's because it's on a plane.
Well, exactly. Yeah.
So when I sent this to you, you were probably like, why?
I don't question what you send me anymore.
Maybe you should.
Maybe I should. Keeps it interesting.
Yeah, it does. And here's what this for me does is it reminds me no matter what is happening, there's always other things happening, right? We could dwell on Ukraine, and we have. We could dwell on whatever. I mean, I won't go down.
COVID, mask.
Yeah. We can. We certainly can. We can have differing opinions on it. We can do whatever. But at the end of the day, when the rubber meets the road, all those different cliche analogies, it's important to understand what connects us as humans. Entertainment is one of them. Sports is another. It should be. And so this is something for me like, hey, you know what? A lot of people can relate to a lot of these things that Stan Lee created. And to honor him for that, I think is fantastic.
There's nothing wrong with that.
No.
A little positive in the world. That's pretty dark right now.
For sure. What else? I just wanted to shine a little bit of light on that.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
You're pretty passionate about your Marvel guys.
Well,
Marvel dice.
I might own, over the years I've collected some of the movies and stuff. I'm not really, as we, on the other episode, I do have some cool things. Well, Superman is DC.
Superman.
That's not my name.
No.
But I get to snuggle with my little Superman pillow.
Yeah.
No, but I'm not a huge memorabilia fan, but some of my friends have, sent me a few things, and it's really fun. And I love it, and it's funny too. It's just part of it.
Yeah.
But I am a big movie guy. Like, I love movies. That's my really one thing. There's a lot of people I know that they hunt and fish and do both and whatever else, but movies is my thing. That's my thing to relax. It's my thing to just disconnect. So I just, for most of my adult life, have been collecting movies.
And that's why you have your movie podcast.
And that's why. It's because that is entertainment for
that's
me.
Your passion.
That's just a real fun thing. I have an acronym, and I'm wearing, the BU, and that's actually the movie podcast is the BU part of my goal. Did you know, Craig, that I actually have now reached all of the goals that I set out on the social media side of what I decided to do in 2019, late 2019?
I didn't know that.
Shiny. So strong, hope, influential, necessary, you. So it's an acronym that I have. So those 5 things. The movie's Maddie Mix was it. That was the 5th BU. There it was. So the be strong. So the be strong to me is like do something consistently that strengthens all of you.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things that is super important that strengthens all of you is, to me anyway, my opinion is that kind of that mental motivation, mental stability thing. That's the one you have to start there. Right. If you don't have that mental strength, and I'm not saying I'm strong mentally, but what I'm saying is that I try to do things to make that a reality. So those are the quotes of the day, right? Mm-hmm. And so those quotes of the day they've come from Stan Lee before.
And Mark Twain.
And Mark Twain. We've talked about that significantly recently.
Yeah.
And so, that's the be strong. So consistently every day. And it's not about, and I guess that's kind of the point of the measure of a person. There's a lot of things, quotes that I put out there that I do not agree with a person's philosophy of life. I don't agree with the things they've done in business. I don't agree a lot of those things. But we can take the one thing or two things or 10 things and learn from it. And that's the idea of the quote of the day.
Right.
I don't agree with
a little bit of motivation.
And yeah, exactly. And so that's the be strong. Be hope is the showing young people, students specifically, what you can do in bad situations. You can be that hope for someone else, and it doesn't need to be in big ways. It's just those little things. And so I've done that. Get started doing that again this spring. And then be influential. And so there's a difference to me about being influential and being an influencer. Mm-hmm. And people label themselves, as we've talked about too, of being an influencer. And I've never labeled myself that. I hope nobody labels me that ever. But being influential. And that is something that is intentionally doing something, whether that be with your kids or, in my case, even your grandkids or as friends, but being influential in someone's life and in a community. And I've done that. I set out and I've done that. Mm-hmm. Be necessary. And do you remember when we talked about that be necessary piece? And to me, being necessary is to make it really short is to be have self-worth is probably the shortest way to say that. You have to be necessary in your own life, in your own head, in order to do any of the other things.
Right.
And then be you. Do something that is your personality. And so I've accomplished all the goals.
So are you going to do a bucket list after this?
I haven't really thought about that. Just trying to survive.
A friend of ours, right before we went on vacation, she had a bucket list, and she was so scared to turn 40. And it frightened her to death that she was going to be the big 40. And she kind of finally grasped it, and she had done her bucket list, so she rewrote a new bucket list. And it's 140 things. And she's a writer, and she's a published author, and so she's done amazing things in her life, but she researched the heck out of her new bucket list. And I was going through and I'm like, this is really, it's not my thing, but it was really cool just to keep you doing things instead of just being stagnant and sitting on the couch of, oh, what can I check off my bucket? We don't have anything going on. What can I check off my bucket list this weekend?
Yeah.
And there's things that you could do 20 of them in one big trip. Like the Grand Canyon, see the Grand Canyon and stuff like that. But it was something that I haven't done in my life and I'm not used to. But it's an intriguing idea for me, just to maybe push me, because I need to be pushed, to try new experiences and just a little bit more motivation to do that.
Yeah, and
setting goals. I'm not a goal setter. I just kind of do my thing, but maybe I need to change that.
Each person does their own thing, and they should, and that's kind of like, and that shiny teaching that I do is really multifaceted, so it can be applied in a lot of different things. But be you comes back to the whole circle. Like, you have to do the things in your personality style. You have to be strong in your style, right? You have to be hope in your style. Don't copy somebody else, or don't think it's you won't be successful. When I say successful, I don't mean like Stan Lee successful in Marvel and how it ended, but I mean like how you would measure doing something that you feel good about, how you accomplish that goal. But I don't know if you saw this post. A goal and a plan are two very different things, but are 1,000,000% dependent on each other. Set a goal, make a plan, execute the plan, adjust the plan when you hit a speed bump, achieve the goal. And I'm sure I did write that. I'm pretty sure someone else probably said something similar, not taking credit for it. But the point is like that's relevant to my life, and I try to set goals but the realization in like Stan Lee, a goal and a plan are different things.
Absolutely.
But they are completely dependent on each other.
Right.
And so,
that makes sense.
So I set the goal, I made the plan, I executed the plan, I adjusted the plan accordingly based off of COVID. And
not easy.
It is accomplished. I can happily shut the cameras off and retire on the beach somewhere after I win the lottery. Otherwise, I'm going to keep working.
Have you bought a ticket?
No, got to buy a ticket.
That's the caveat. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
But anyway, I don't know. We kind of went off to the left zone on that one, but
what's new?
Yeah. Wrap us up.
2 in a row, huh?
2 in a row.
Oh man, the pressure. Thanks for watching. And if you like what you see or don't like what you see, share us with your friends and give us a like, give us some comments, and tell us what you think. And if it's bad or if you want us to talk about something, let us know. Thanks for watching.
See you next time.
Hey, I know that there's a lot of things to be critical of me for, and I accept that. I've not always made the best decisions, but I've always tried to learn. Always tried to not repeat mistakes and give grace. Truth is I'm trying to do things to build a decent future, and this remodel here is to give a place for people to come and have conversations and just do things like build the future. Just build the future in the best way that we can, and we do that by conversation. That's how it starts. Finding solutions through conversation. Hey everybody, thanks for listening to this conversation that I just had. I was very honored to be a part of it, honored to be the host of This Matters in Real Life. I think it's extremely important to cover a lot of different things and topics and get people's opinions. When my daughter died in the car crash 10 years ago, I said that's what I would do. I would look at the answers, I would look at the truth, and I would make sure that they would intersect. They would not divorce each other. It's so often that we want answers that are not the truth. We want answers that are comfortable. We want answers that make us feel good. Well, there's a lot of things in life that it's not the case. So who am I? Well, I am you. I'm no different than you are. I eat and sleep and, all the different things. Same thing that you do. I hurt. I feel joy. I've had a lot of experience, probably just like you. I work hard, probably just like you. One of the things that you can do to support us is go to shinybrandmerch.com, where you'll see things like the sweatshirt that I have on. I work. I'm a full-time, a truck driver. What do I deliver? Well, I deliver trucks. It's a little bit different of a gig than a normal truck driver, yes, but I am what would be considered a commercial vehicle transport specialist. So about 5 to 6 days a week, I deliver trucks. I get into a truck, I go 2,000 miles, I deliver it to its new owner, I get on an airplane and I go find another one. Nothing real glamorous unless you make it that way.
And I've decided that I would have a lot of conversations along the way, and some of those conversations I'll be able to share with you. Again, hey, thanks for your support. Appreciate you. We'll see you next time.